Well, welcome to this video session on balancing equations, where we're going to look at questions like 2x equals 6, and you have to work out the value of x. So you're trying to solve it, but also we go on to other ones where you have the unknown on both sides of the equation as well. So let's start off with a starter. 18 minus 4a equals 2. Can you work out what a equals? Now, in order to do this, all I want you to think about to begin with is forget the 4a and simply concentrate on what do I take away from 18 to make 2? What do I take away from 18 to make 2? 16. So therefore, you know 18 take away 16 is 2. Therefore, that 4a must equal 16. So 4a equals 16. Now you ask yourself, 4 times what is 16? 4 4s are 16. So a equals 4. The way you did that, you didn't think this is math, you just said to yourself, okay, what do I take away from 18 to make 2? What do I take away from 18 to make 2? I take away 16. So I know that odd thing, 4a equals 16. 4 what's a 16? 4 4s. So it's not really, it is algebra, but you have to think of it like algebra, because then if you think of it as algebra, you might think you can't do it, but of course you can. Let's look at this one. 3 bracket y plus 4, close bracket equals 24. Looks confusing, but just ask yourself one simple question. Have a go, pause it, and then I'll tell you that question and I'll help you more. Now that one question was simply 3 watts are 24. 3 times something is 24. If you know what that something is, you know what that bracket equals. So that something is 8. Therefore that bracket equals 8. What do I add to 4 to make 8? Well, I add 4. So the unknown y must be 4. Now, question 2. A bit more tricky, we've got unknowns on both sides. So I want you to see if you can answer this. If you can't, just keep playing. If you think you can, pause, and then look at it again. And of course with videos, you can always go back, rewind it, pause it, slow it down, etc. Now, what we want to be able to do is, for want of a better word, get rid of as many sheep. In fact, get rid of all the sheep from one side. And if we look, we see here, this side has the least number of sheep than this one's. So there are 5 woolly sheep here, and there are 7 woolly sheep here. Now I need to get rid of them. Now I could get rid of, say, 3 from both sides, but I've still got some on this side, still got these 2 fellas over here. And I really want to get rid of all the sheep from the right-hand side. So I've got to get rid of 5 woolly sheep. And if I get 5 from this side, if I get rid of those 5, whatever I do to one side, I must do to the other. So I get rid of these 5 as well. How does that look here? Well, I get rid of those 5. Well, that's a balance, isn't it? I get rid of that. I must get rid of 5 from this side. And that's what you end up with. And if you tidy it up, it just looks like that. A lot easier to deal with. Now I go back to the original idea. What do I add to 3 to make 9? What do I add? 2w. So something plus 3 equals 9. Something plus 3. Well, that something must be 6. So now you can say 2w must be 6. 2 watts are 6, 2 3s. W is 3. It's quite a complicated question, but when you look at it and don't think of it as algebra, just think of it maybe in sheep and whatever it may be, then it will help you understand. And the more you practice, the easier this becomes. Let's get this one. 4 woolly sheep plus 2 equals 3 woolly sheep plus 9. Now, it could be the weight of sheep, it could be the number of ticks on sheep, it could be a whole range of things, okay? But they're in balance, they equal. But I want to work out what 1w equals. So think about it, pause, and then play when you feel you understood it, or have an answer at least. So what you've got to think about is I've got to get rid of these 3. I've got to get rid of these 3, but whatever I do to one side, I must do to the other. So if I get rid of these 3, then these 4 sheep become just 1. 3 of them have gone. So now I'm left with this. What do I add to 2 to make 9? What do I add to 2 to make 9? Answer 7. W equals 7. What about question 4? Okay, you've got, in this case it's m. We often use x and y, but you can use any letters you like. They're called unknowns or variables. Okay, so here I've got m, and I've got 5m and 3m. So again, if you think you know how to do this, pause and then play. But if you don't, just stay with. So what I want to do is I want to get rid of these 3. Of course, if I get rid of 3 from one side, whatever I do to one side, I must do the same to the other. So therefore, those 5 become 2, because 3 of them have gone. Now, 2m minus 2 equals 8. Forget this 2m, just think something, take away 2 is 8. What is that something? Well, that something must be 10. So therefore, 10 minus 2 is 8, 2m is 10, and if 2m is 10, m must be 5. And I can always put it back in to see if it works. Last question. Oh, now we've got a bracket. Okay, so you can think sometimes you can deal with it in one way, but generally speaking, there's a certain way you want to deal with this. So if you think you know, pause, otherwise stay with. Now the way I deal with it is I'd expand out the brackets, multiply out the brackets. Whatever's in this bracket must be multiplied by 4. Plus 1 must be multiplied by 4, k must be multiplied by 4. If you did that, you end up with 4k plus 4. And now we're back to one of those original questions. This side's got least number of k's, so you want to get rid of that k, but whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other. So those 4k become 3k. So 3k plus 4 is 13. And again, what do I add to 4 to make 13? What do I add to 4 to make 13? 9. So that question mark equals 9. So therefore, 3k equals 9. 3 watts are 9. 3 3s. I hope this has helped.